Okay, so in this video what I want to do is just kind of give you a quick overview of some of the features of the BPO smartCalc program. I've already went ahead and downloaded the program on my computer, so I'm just going to come over here to my task menu and start it up. And one of the first things that you'll notice is it goes out to the internet and it searches if there's any updates to the program. If there are, you can just click OK and you'll get any updates or bugs or fixes that were done. I already have my program working, so I've got all my adjustment values set in here. You can set yours depending on your market area or whatever you want to change them to, and then you can simply just go to File, Save, and save your adjustment values, and they'll all be saved in there for you each time you go to use it. So I've got a BPO I've worked on already over here in my BPO folder, so I'm going to go ahead and open that. On smatCalc, open that, and then here's my file that we created from my MLS export, and we have a video for that on how to do that. It's really easy, it just takes a few minutes. So we're going to go ahead and open up the file, and bam, you see it just takes a few seconds to read all the data populated into the program. And one of the first things you'll notice is we've got all this great information about the historical information, how many sales in the last year, how many in the last 6 months, 90 days, the average sales price, days on market, how many REO, what the percentage of REOs are, and how many sales per month. All of this stuff, you know, it's simple stuff that you can calculate, but it's all done for you instantly. As soon as you load the program, that's all of your market data for you know, the area that you selected that you're doing the BPO in. So that'll save you a lot of time just right there alone. You'll notice over here on the left, my subject information all populated. That's because I had already been working on this file, and what we did was went ahead and give you the ability to save your subject information just by clicking Save and Save Subject. So each time if you need to go back to your file, you don't have to re-input the subject property. So the first time you open it up, just put all the information in, and then you click Save, and it'll all be there for you next time you have to go back in to the report. So with that, we'll go ahead and jump ahead to the listings page, and again, it just takes a couple of seconds. It's populating all the boxes and doing some calculations for us, and there's our 3 listing comparables. Now, smartCalc doesn't pick the listings for you, but what it lets you do is pick the best listings that you think that you want to use for your report. And it goes ahead and does a lot of the calculations for you automatically. You can see that it picked listing 1, and it already went ahead and did an adjustment for our bedrooms, adjustments for our bathrooms, square footage, fireplace, and pool. And it would have done an adjustment for the view if there was a difference. If, let's say, our comp had a view, then it would have made it that adjustment here. Some of these other fields it doesn't auto adjust for because they're just quite frankly they're too variable, but you can go ahead and put an adjustment if you want. So like in this case, our subject was built in 1986 and our listing comp was built in 1950. We might want to make a $20,000 adjustment for that. I can just go ahead and put it in and tab out of the box, and bam, my math is done for me and my adjusted price is automatically recalculated. So it makes it real easy to go ahead and play with these numbers back and forth. You don't have to keep adding things up by, you know, on your own. The other neat thing is when you come up to this combo box, these are all of the listings that are available that you, when you searched and created your export. So you can just click on each one, and as you do it, it makes the adjustments for you. Or the faster way even is to just use your down and up arrow keys on your keyboard, and as you're going up and down, it's just making those adjustments for you. So, and hopefully you noticed on your screen that the GLA and square footage field, we've color coded that to kind of warn you if your GLA is going to be within tolerances. So for instance, this one here is green, so that lets me know that I'm within 20% of my subject GLA. If we go over here to listing comp 2, you see it's red. That tells me that it exceeded 30%. So it's kind of warning me that, hey, you know what, the square footage of this comp is outside of what the normal guidelines that a BPO company might like to see. So you might want to select a different comp. Again, you can just kind of keep scrolling through, and all of the information is changing about the property as we go along. You can see this one was blue, so that's letting me know it's in between the 20 and 30% range. You can come down and even look at a picture if you download your pictures, and here's a nice front photo of this comp, so I can kind of look at that and tell me what it looks like compared to my subject. I come over here to look. Oh, comp 2 says no photo available. So what that usually means is that the time that the listing agent uploaded the listing, they didn't put a photo in there. So it's kind of nice to know that too, because it's letting me know if I'm going to go ahead and use this comp for my report, I'm going to have to take a front photo. Most banks and most BPO companies will require you to take the front photo if the MLS doesn't provide one. So anyway, so that's just kind of a nice thing. Kind of gives you an idea what the house looks like. And then you can come on down to the bottom and you could view all the public comments that the agent might have put in about the property. Sometimes you get good little ideas in there if it was upgraded and so forth and so on, or permit issues, things like that. You could also click and you could read all the agent comments. And then we went ahead and added this property comments, which is an editable box that you can write your own comments in. So it'll help you remember as you're looking at these comps if you want to make any notes. So I'm just going to put in here, this home was upgraded, and now I could remember, and I could put in comments for each of these boxes, and then when I print this out, these comments will just get printed out on my report. So sometimes I might just print my report out, do all my data work, print it out, and then input it later on, or even give it to someone in my office to start inputting the data into the company's web application, or web form. And so that's just nice to have all those comments down there. And now we'll go ahead and we'll jump over to the sold page, and that's going to look exactly like the listing page. You have 3 properties side by side. You're going to have the same combo box up at the top where you can select the sold properties, scroll through them if you want. We've went ahead and put these in date order for you. So the oldest ones are down at the bottom. And again, we went ahead and put that in red. So if you're going past 180 days, this is going to be red. If you're within 90 to 180 days, you're going to be blue, and if you're within 90 days, you're going to be green. So actually here, if we go over to sold 2, we're green, and that lets us know that this sold happened just within the last 90 days. If we go over here, this blue one lets us know that we're within 180 days. So again, just kind of a little warning to let you know how the comps are laying out. Same thing with the square footage. You'll see an additional adjustment over here. This is for days on market. And what we've done there is, if you go back to the sold page, you probably notice we have a 6-month and 1-year price increase or decrease calculation. So if we go over here to our 6-month increase or decrease, it's telling us that the market went down 0.04% within the last 6 months. So when we go to our solds, what this does is go ahead and makes an adjustment for us based on how long ago that the comp sold. It'll put a calculation in there for days on market. So if you don't want to use that, a lot of times I don't, you can just take it out, and again, your math is done for you. So you can override any of these, you can input your own, you can change them, whatever you want to do. But they're automatically calculated for you, and then you can put in numbers yourself if you want, and again, you tab out of that and the math is done for you. One other feature I'll show you real quick that we added in that's really, really helpful is we put in this little Google map for you now. So it'll plot all of your comps in relation to your subject property. So it just kind of takes a second or two here to pop up, and you can see it outlines all of the listings and all of the sold properties. And whoop, I got a little error here with my something with my QuickTime viewer. Okay, so here's your map, and you can see it centers it around the subject, which we put a yellow X on. And then the greens are your listings. So here's listing 1, listing 2, listing 3, and again with the solds in red, 1, 2, and 3. And the other thing you can do is go ahead and just hit this distance button, and that's going to calculate the straight line distance for you. I know when I was doing BPOs, I used to struggle with getting the distance. I'd have to go to Google or Yahoo driving directions and get driving distance, but getting the straight line distance, I don't know, I always struggled with that. This tells you right here on the fly what your straight line distance is. You can also zoom in a little bit if you want. Some people want to know how many blocks away you are, so you can just kind of zoom, and now you can count the blocks that you have from your subject to your comp. So The other good thing is if you go ahead and let's say you decide, hey, you know what, sold comp 2, I don't like where it's located, let me change that one. You change it and just go back to your map, and now sold comp 2 is going to be in a different location over here, and it's automatically done for you. You just hit distance again and it'll give you the new distance. So all of this stuff really will save you a lot of time doing your report and help you make your report a lot more accurate. So one other thing I'll show you, let's see, if we go back to file, we want to save our photos. So after you've made your comps and you've decided, okay, these are the comps I'm going to use, you want to just go up here and hit File, Save Photos, and if you notice down here, it'll automatically save the file name as sold 1, and then if we click Save again, the next one's sold 2. You can change that name if you want, but I just keep it sold 1, sold 2, sold 3. And then when I go in to upload my report, all of my photos are already labeled for me, so I know which is which. I don't have to go back and try to figure out, hey, what photo goes with what comp. It's already in there for me. So same thing on the listing page. So this really makes doing your reports a whole lot quicker. I know some of you guys use some form uploading programs, but I found that doing the calculations and the data work, if I can do that faster, that's better for me. And then I can even have someone here in my office sometimes help me. If I'm doing a lot of BPOs, I might have someone just start to do the data input for me. And again, this is going to have about 90 to 95% of all the information you need for your report. So you can go ahead and download a free demo version at valuewell.com. I think you get a 14-day trial version, I should say, is a better way to put it. And I'm going to put up some more videos that gets into more detail on how to analyze this data and how to do reports a little bit better. But hopefully this just kind of gave you a brief overview of how the BPO smartCalc program works, and hopefully you can use it and save yourself some time and do some BPOs quicker and better. Thanks for watching. Are you kidding me?